Well, we've been amazed by 3D printers being able to churn out anything from guns to jewellery to houses, but now a human heart. The first model is in plastic, but it's predicted that one day doctors will use human tissue, as James Thomas explains.
A patient can have a CT scan on one day, and then the next day we can have an exact replica of their heart to show them or show their surgeon.
At the Victor Chang Cardiac Research Centre, cardiac imaging specialist Dr James Otten is working to get heart scans off the screen and into the future, all with the help of a 3D printer, which is revolutionising medical imagery.
So being able to visualise the area which is being operated on is extremely important. And as our procedures become more and more complex over time, that need for visualisation becomes more key.
I just feel that any aid you can have to help a doctor is going to be an advantage for you.
In an Australian first, CT scans of Larry Britton's heart will be printed in 3D and used by his surgeon to help him prepare for his operation.
This is the actual 3D reconstruction of your heart with all the veins and the left atrial appendage.
The replica heart is paving the way for Dr Raj's operation.
Until we had this technology, we weren't able to see or feel your heart. And having this, we're able to see this beforehand. This will help us guide the ablation strategies to isolate the veins to hopefully cure your atrial fibrillation once and for all.
Sounds great to me.
That heart can be in colour or it can be made in any material which you might desire.
As impressive as this technology is, imagine the day when they can print using not plastic but real human tissue to make a working, beating heart. Well, apparently that day is not far off.
That would be a dream for all of us, but there's definitely a potential with this technology.
Researchers at the University of Wollongong are close to printing real body parts made from real tissue with the help of 3D printers. 3D printers can be loaded with many different types of so-called ink. These inks can range from plastics and metals, or in the case of Wollongong University's Professor Wallace, organic tissue.
The treatment would be using patients' own stem cells that would be incorporated into these 3D structures, printed and implanted to facilitate the regeneration process.
The medical community hopes to one day print organs that can be implanted without rejection. Imagine receiving a heart from a 3D printer.
In the future, with better resolution, with potential integrated technology, we may be able to have a more live working model, something that could potentially be used as a mould to recreate valves or recreate heart chambers, and even in the long, well, not too distant future, hopefully recreate a working heart model.
Currently, with hearts, the technology is confined to being used as a visual aid and is only on offer for patients at St Vincent's in Sydney.
Right now 3D printing is expensive and it is limited, but it's becoming more and more available. I think in the near future when you go for an X-ray or a CT scan, you will have the option of having your bone or your heart or your brain printed out for you.
And for the record, Larry's operation was a success.